I'm Jack Higgins.
And I'm Artie Higgins. And this is a podcast where we talk about movies, comics, and all things geek.
Yeah, sorry for those mic problems back there. Just a little issue. But yeah, we're super excited to live stream today, and we got a lot of awesome stuff we're talking about.
Totally. Yeah. So we've got a lot of great news topics this live stream. We've got a new review of the awesome Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem movie. We've got a breakdown of some new Mortal Kombat DLC announcements. And then we also have a start and stop trailer analysis plan for the new Loki season 2 trailer.
Yeah, I'm just really excited to be live streaming today to all you people watching. And I'm just really excited to do this. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got some great topics, but if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Mash that notification bell if you want updates on new cool things like this, and just sit back and enjoy the show.
Yeah, totally.
So let's just jump right into it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
We could wait a little bit to see if people can join.
Okay, yeah, let's wait a second. All right, so you want to just like, oh, cool.
Okay, we're at 2 people now.
Gonna wait for some more. So let's just sort of talk about it a little bit. So we're just really excited to be live streaming. It's just a great day here in Somersworth, New Hampshire. Some good weather for sure. Great day for podcasting. Great day for spending your whole day inside and making YouTube videos.
Yeah,
which is what we love to do, and so that's why we do it. And we just got some huge stuff we're talking about,
Yeah.
So,
also, if you miss it on the channel, we just have our Rich Woodall interview that came up. So that was really fun to put out there. It was really fun to record. Definitely check that out. We also have our Jim Blosson interview, both of which were recorded at the Jetpack Comics TMNT summer signing event. So check that out.
Yeah, certainly. And then there's also so I say we just jump into it.
Yeah, okay. Hold on.
Okay.
You're welcome.
All right. So this week, we just have a new comic book movie to review, which is always something we love doing. We love talking about comic book movies. One of my favorite things in the world. So you want to just sort of jump right into the intro?
Yeah, so they just out now is the brand new iteration of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in this new movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. This was an awesome animated 3D animated style movie going to movie theaters, not a straight to video thing, a real theatrical blockbuster. And it was just really cool to see a new version of the Turtles, and I think it's just doing really great.
Yeah, for sure. This is directed by Jeff Rao, who, for those of you who don't know, directed the Phil Lord and Christopher Miller produced film Mitchell's versus the Machines, which was really good. It was on Netflix a couple years ago. Definitely check it out. So this stars Jackie Chan, Nicholas Canfu, Seth Rogen, Micah Abbey, Brady Noon, Ayo Ebadiri, Ice Cube, John Cena, Seth Rogen, Shannon Brown Jr., and Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
So really stacked cast, if I'd say so myself.
Yeah, definitely. And I genuinely think this movie is perfect. I give it a solid 10 out of 10. I can't find anything to criticize about it. Everything from the animation style to the story to the cast was just peak Ninja Turtles, I think. In my opinion, this is easily the best animated movie of the year. I put it way above Mario. I put it above Across the Spider-Verse a little bit too. Because really, we just rewatched Spider-Verse and we rewatched Mario, and I think with Spider-Verse, the second time I liked it a lot more. But with Mario, I kind of liked it less the second time. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I'd put it above Mario. I mean, Mario, to some extent, Mario kind of feels like a big commercial. It's a great movie, but I still feel like, the animation style isn't the most amazing thing you've ever seen. It isn't really exemplary screen telling. Jack Black and Chris Pratt don't even have a scene together, which I feel like is kind of a letdown.
Yeah, and but Luigi's in it so little too.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie by any means. So it is definitely first or second best video game movie of all time. Its only competition being the first Angry Birds.
Right.
But Ninja Turtles, I feel like instead of being a big commercial, it's a truthful, it's a loyal adaptation to this beloved franchise.
Yeah, for sure.
So and I just loved it. You know, the animation style was great. There's a lot of depth, a lot of vibrance, kind of claymation, also sort of like painted to some extent, you know, like kind of like Into the Spider-Verse to some degree, like the 2D meets 3D type thing.
Yeah, well, our dad just said that the animation reminded him of an indie comic.
Right, which it totally does, I think. And it's almost not entirely, but still has that sort of, you know, kind of vibrant charm of like the original Mirage Turtle stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So I just thought it was great. The fight scenes were so creative. Like, can we talk about like just how creative they got with the different places to stage a fight scene?
Yeah, it was really cool. There was a lot of like switching between multiple scenes, like, you know, like it would go to like one turtle, then change to the next turtle as they're moving. Like there was a really cool sequence like that I thought was awesome.
They're fighting in like a mattress store at one point,
yeah,
which I think is just like you never see a fight scene there, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah. And then another thing about this movie is I really love the dynamic between the four turtles, and the fact that they casted actual teenagers was great too.
And their character designs too. Like, can we like appreciate some of those character designs for a second?
In the script, they used like Gen Z slang words and stuff, but it didn't feel too cringy or forced at all, I think. And like you said, the turtles each had their own unique designs, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to start by saying I'm not like the biggest fan of the Gen Z slang because, as most people in the chat probably know, I'm not good with the abbreviations and whatever. Like, I still barely know what VM or what DM or like VC, IIRC, IMO, what any of that stuff means. So it's like, to some extent, I'm kind of like an old guy when it comes to stuff like this. So I can't, I'm not huge on the big, you know, Zoomer slang or whatever, but I think it's fine. I mean, in 30 years, they'll be like, oh my God, Dad, that's what kids talked like way back in the day or whatever, you know, but I don't know. I think like, I mean, they use like slang from the 90s in the 90s movies, so it's fine. Like, I think the turtles have evolved with the times.
Definitely.
So it's fine to contemporize them because they evolve to be timely, I think. And so it's a cool idea to have a modern iteration of them. And
we've got some 90s slang in the chat too.
Yeah, right. There's like of course a 90s hip hop soundtrack, which I think is really cool. A good nod to the era in which the turtles originated, I felt. There's an Easter egg I'm not going to spoil.
Yeah, and we've got some Gen Z slang in the chat as well.
You shouldn't be so hard on yourself. I am. Okay, thanks, Dad.
That's from our dad, Gen Xer, so.
All right, if he knows
it better than Jack does.
I'm really behind, but I just felt like it was great. Like, you really feel for these characters. Like, the turtles feel like real people almost, you know, just the way they interact with each other and like their desires, their goals, their problems, you know. It was great. And like, we never really see a movie or show of the turtles figuring out how to do what they do, you know?
Yeah,
because usually it's
really
like
cool.
Usually it's like the first 5 minutes of the movie, they like jump off a building, fight a bunch of hand ninjas, and they go into it already kicking butt. When we see them in their first fight here, we see them figuring out how to be crime fighters, you know, which is something we've seen with Spider-Man, we've seen it with Batman. So to see it with the Ninja Turtles, I think seems like a no-brainer. And it's just really cool. And Superfly, I think Ice Cube is probably the best performance in this movie. I'm going to say it. I just really liked him in this role.
I liked Jackie Chan and Splinter a lot.
Right, yeah.
But all the mutant characters were just really awesome. Right. I love that they just went with Superfly / Baxter Stockman as the villain rather than doing like Shredder for the millionth time.
And it's cool they made Superfly and Baxter Stockman different characters.
Yeah, because this was kind of like a whole new villain. It wasn't from the cartoons or the comics or anything. Like, basically what they did was like in the original stuff, Baxter Stockman gets some mutagen on him and he becomes a humanoid fly. But instead they had it, Baxter Stockman created the humanoid fly, which I thought was clever.
Right. I thought that was really cool.
They're doing like the logical mutagen thing where like where it's not just like humans will get hit with mutagen and then turn into a random animal. they're making it so that animals will get hit by the mutagen and become humanoid animals.
Right. And I thought that was really cool all around. And just, I don't know, the fact that they took like this character, like, I don't know. I didn't really think much of Baxter Stockman's fly form. You know, I thought a lot of him, but I didn't think his fly form could ever bring something new to offer. But the fact they just had this new idea like this, it's not like completely original, but it's not like out of nowhere either, you know? So it's like they take this sort of thing I would have never thought possible. You have Ice Cube of all people voice him.
Right.
And it's just like such a really cool character, really interesting. Like, honestly, I'd say he's like just as good a villain as Spot from Across the Spider-Verse, honestly.
Yeah, totally. I thought he was great. And
there's a lot of like X-Men type dynamics here, because like you got the Turtles who are like Charles Xavier, or the X-Men were like, we're mutants, we're rejected, but we're gotta fight for this world that fears us. And then you got like Superfly, who's like Magneto, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I didn't even think about
screw
that.
humans, you know? So it's like I really like seeing dynamics like that, and because we haven't seen that in an X-Men movie for so long, I think it was really good. And we never really see the Turtles movies play into the whole like what does it mean to be a mutant thing. So they've always gotten the ninja thing and the turtle thing down, but this had the teenager and the mutant part, which I felt like was really good, really crucial, and it made for a really organic, really unique, really like loyal story, a great iteration, and awesome adaptation.
Yeah, and I think moviegoers of all ages will enjoy this movie. It was just really great. And something really cool was to see a comic book movie not jam-packed with multiverse stuff. Like, how long since we've seen something like that? And like, so...
And it didn't have Holding Out for a Hero in it.
Yeah, really, the soundtrack, the songs they used were really good.
Or No Sleep Till Brooklyn, which is like in everything.
Yeah, I know.
Even Guardians of the Galaxy movies now. But I mean, you know, this soundtrack was stacked. There were a million songs like I knew existed, but haven't heard a million times, stuff I've never heard before.
A lot of 90s hip hop.
Yeah. And a lot of like alt 90s hip hop too. Like, you know, Tribe Called Quest and all that, which I felt like was really neat.
Yeah. It looks like we have a lot more people watching now. So if you're here, say hi in the chat.
Yeah.
So do you want to get into the reception from the movie? Yeah,
but I just sort of, one last thing I wanted to say, I like how it had a balanced tone. You know, it's like, it's obviously fun. It's obviously, you know, it's obviously funny because it's Turtles, of course. Sean Coda says hi. Big Sean Coda. Thank you for joining the live stream. Great to see you. But I feel like it had like this sort of dark gravity to it. Like, Batman the Animated Series or the Into the Spider-Verse movies, because it opens really dark and really cool. It's like, wow, this is a kid's movie. It's like,
well, it was the perfect middle between like the Cowabunga, like fun Steve Levine type Turtles and the original Eastman and Laird gritty Turtles.
The grit, yeah. So it's like, I don't know, I just sort of like got sucked into it, and it's like you can't look away from the screen. It's almost sort of like the story and cinematography are so good. It's like it's kind of like what you get when you watch Logan. It's like you can't look away from the screen because the movie's like so like, whoa, what am I experiencing? You know, I kind of got that. Like, I was so caught up with the animation. It's like I was just so invested in the story. It's like the slang wasn't even alienating.
Turtle
Noir, yeah. Hopefully we can see a Last Ronin animated movie, like a direct-to-video thing. That'd be awesome.
So the reception, it is really great reception on Rotten Tomatoes, currently at a 95% critic score and a 94% fan score.
Yeah, that's actually great.
Yeah, it's actually funny. 1%. The critics are 1% above the fans for some reason, but it's great to see them really close, agreeing on something. And really, I'm just glad that this got like basically a 10 out of 10 review on Rotten Tomatoes.
About time they got something right.
Yeah, I've got the critics consensus printed here. It's pretty interesting. With its unique visual style and a story that captures the essence of the franchise's appeal, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is an animated treat for the whole family. So I think they've got it pretty good. Yeah, they pretty much just said what we said in 15 minutes in just 2 seconds. So shout out to those guys. But really, I think Turtles is great. I recommend you go see it. I won't spoil the post-credit scene, but if you're a Turtles fan, you'll definitely freak out at it. Yeah, that was a lot of cool. That was a lot of cool.
It was a lot of cool. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. I hope this gets sequels. And I'm sure those would be great if they plan on making this like a full trilogy or whatever. So yeah, definitely check it out. I'd say it's the third best superhero movie of 2023.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I put it at number 2. I like it more than Across the Spider-Verse, but hey, whatever.
Okay,
if you
well,
disagree with that, I'm not going to argue.
I think it's definitely a more simple, straightforward story. I think, which definitely helps. But
counts for a lot.
Across the Spider-Verse, just the story has just such like complex layers and levels and character dynamics and stuff. So much I could get into, but that would like take me a full hour to just say everything I loved about that movie. So
box office too, according to Variety, the movie had a totally tubular Wednesday opening, making 10.2 million. The fact that it was released midweek and already making that much is really great, because then it's getting a head start on the weekend for box office to make even more. It's projected to make up to 45 million in just 5 days of release. Though it's not expected to make quite as much as Barbie, it will be rivaling Oppenheimer in the box office.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's definitely a good year for movies, just between the Barbenheimer combo, Guardians 3, Across the Spider-Verse,
Haunted Mansion was good.
Haunted Mansion, Super Mario, you know. So we're going to have a lot to talk about at the end of the year when we inevitably do Geek Gossip Awards, I think.
For sure. Yeah.
So it's definitely a great year all around for movies. And I think this is one of the best movies. And I'd say this is third best overall, not just comic book movies, but yeah, ever. Fourth would probably be like D&D or Mario or something. But yeah, it's
right. I like D&D more.
Okay.
Less of a commercial.
Okay, the Mario. Geez, well, we're really trashing Mario here.
Tortoiseheimer.
Tortoiseheimer, nice. All right, so we got some other stuff we want to talk about, not just Ninja Turtles.
So you want to pull it up? I'll give you a little intro.
Yeah, sure.
So at San Diego Comic-Con, NetherRealm Studios shared some news on what the DLC characters from other universes will be seeing in the much anticipated new Mortal Kombat 1 game.
Yeah, full reboot. They're not going to do 12. They're just starting over from numero uno.
Yeah, and really, comics fans like ourselves are psyched about these guest appearances in the fighting game. I'm not going to give anything away, but 2 of which are essentially evil parodies of Superman from indie comics.
Yeah, so if you know us, you can see where this is probably going. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. You know, NetherRealm's always had so much, you know, butt-kicking DLC characters. Like they had like Terminator and Rambo and RoboCop and Lost Mortal Kombat.
Intense violence, blood and gore, strong language. There's none of this in the trailer, mind you.
Yeah.
We've watched it to make sure.
And then there's even like Michelangelo and Hellboy and Injustice 2.
Yeah. Well, no, it's actually just the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, the whole Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, they go in and out. It's awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, but anyway, so here are the DLC characters showcased for Mortal Kombat 1.
Violence. The battle between good and evil is eternal.
All right.
Oh, yeah. It's my boy.
All right, so we got Omni-Man.
Omni-Man.
From Robert Kirkman's famous Invincible comic series. The gory superhuman Omni-Man will be available as a DLC purchase in Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, Omni-Man, probably one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. The guy is just so awesome. You know, he's just that evil Superman dad that just is always so intimidating. But I don't know, his character arc is really great. I don't want to spoil it. I recommend everybody read Invincible. All 144 issues are pure gold. And I've read all of them. It just goes so fast. It's like,
yeah, we've got the chunky compendiums.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a huge commitment, but trust me, you're gonna want to make it because it's so good. And Omni-Man, like the violence in Invincible is so over the top that it seems like such a
it'll register great for Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat.
it just goes like right in. It's like it seems so obvious to me, and like everyone was even like when NetherRealm was reportedly working on a Marvel game, everyone's like, is Invincible and Omni-Man going to be DLC? Because it's always, you know, they're trending now. And They'd work so perfectly. I just think he's got such a kick butt character, and he's gonna rock in a fighting game.
Yeah. And then these other characters are pretty trendy too in
Right.
this world. So,
Don't know who that guy is.
well, all right, there we go. There's Peacemaker.
John Cena.
Yeah, hailing
Bum,
from
ba-dum, bum.
DC in the Bronze Age of comics, recently brought to a whole new popularity in the recent film and TV stuff, portrayed by Jack's favorite John Cena under James Gunn's direction. Another gory superhero being added to the Mortal Kombat roster. And some of these other people you'll see showing up, I think they're just like really just legacy Mortal Kombat characters.
But I just sort of want to talk about Omni-Man a little bit. I think it's great he's in here. The Suicide Squad.
You mean Peacemaker?
Or Peacemaker, yeah. Well, just Omni-Man's just standing right in front of me, so it's hard not to think about Omni-Man.
The screen.
Yeah, but Peacemaker, you know, those James Gunn Suicide Squad stuff, it's really violent. So like Peacemaker works incredibly. I don't know why I keep saying Omni-Man.
Poor this guy. We don't even know what his name is. That sad little guy.
The sad little gray
All right,
dude.
let's keep going. This last one's pretty big too. No way, it's that guy. Oh. All right. Homelander, powerhouse antagonist from Dynamite comic series and Amazon Prime adaptation series, The Boys. Homelander has fans thrilled to be a DLC character in this new game. He's like Superman, but I'm pretty sure he pretends to be a hero in public and then does like very bad stuff and kills people in secret and is very
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Narcissistic. Yeah. I think the trash talk, because he's really I was reading his Wikipedia. I feel like the main traits of his character are like big ego, and he's a narcissist. So I think the trash talk between him and the other characters in this game is going to be great.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Omni-Man versus Homelander, they're pretty much two evil versions of Superman. So seeing them fight is going to be great. You know, it's a huge debate, the whole Superman versus Goku thing, but like to a whole nother level because they're similar in a lot of extents, but also very different, you know? So I think it's going to be really cool to see them bounce off of each other and to see how they interact with the characters in the MK universe.
Yeah, and we actually have the full list of characters here. Omni-Man, Quan Chi, Peacemaker, Ermac, Homelander, Takeda. So I think those are all just other Mortal Kombat characters from older games. Not really sure who they are. And then here you can see available for digital on PC as well as a Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series X, and PlayStation 5.
But yeah, I think it's going to be great that Omni-Man is in a fighting game. Peacemaker, I think that's awesome because, you know, NetherRealm's always done justice for DC characters. Yeah. They haven't done injustice for them. You see what I did there?
It looks like we're going to be getting Homelander a little bit later than the release too, it says here.
Okay, cool. But I think the fact that Peacemaker's in it, that's got me thinking. So the original Injustice game, it's very emulative of the Snyderverse. It's literally called Gods Among Us.
Yeah.
But James Gunn's new DC universe is going to be like sort of more campy, fun, colorful costumes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, you know, the fact that they're including Peacemaker here is neat. But do you think they're going to do a whole Injustice 3 with like sort of the campier retro DC characters?
Oh, with like the James Gunn DCU characters, you think?
Those type of characters, like Metamorpho in a fighting game would be so
really cool.
over the top awesome.
They might do that, or they might just do them as DLC for this game. I'm not quite sure.
Maybe eventually. But I think that's really cool that, you know, they're including such awesome DLC characters. And this game definitely sounds interesting. Like they're trying to do fighting games meet open world.
Yeah.
Which I think is such a weird idea, but I'm excited to see how it goes. I bet it's probably going to play out somewhere similar to Smash Ultimate's story mode.
Yeah, and this is only the first set of DLC characters for the game, and it's the so-called Combat Pack with a K. So more will be announced for DLC characters, most likely after the game's release.
That's super cool.
That raises a fun question. What other characters with a K would be cool with a K in this new Mortal Kombat with a K?
King Kong. He's already got 2 Ks. He fits in perfectly. But King K rule. But no, I'm just kidding. Honestly, like, let's just go like any R-rated action movie ever. Just put every character from there in a Mortal Kombat game.
First one that comes to mind for me that I think would be a lot of fun is David Harbour's portrayal of Santa Claus from Violent Night.
He'd be perfect.
That would be great. Like, he has so many different cool attacks too, with his hammer, his like pool balls, and like a bag. Like, he had so many cool different attacks that would be great in this game.
Yeah, for sure. And then, like, of course, I would really want Darth Vader in Mortal Kombat. Like, that'd be the coolest thing ever. Like, if they made a whole Mortal Kombat style Star Wars game, that'd be great.
I don't know if they can get Disney rights though, because they never have.
Yeah, it's definitely a bummer.
It's always been like Warner Bros. And stuff like that.
I'd love to see Alien and Predator back for sure.
Yeah, they were back in Mortal Kombat 10, both of them.
Especially now that like Prey's around and Predator and Alien are running all over the Marvel universe now. I think it would be fitting for them to pop up in Mortal Kombat for sure. Again, so there's just so much they can do. It's like there's never been like a character in a Mortal Kombat game that I haven't been excited to see in there,
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, it's just that'd be awesome.
This is a knife.
Fatal blow. But like the fact they had like Spawn in the last one, do you think like they'll have like Savage Dragon or Shadowhawk or something?
Spawn was one of my favorite characters to play as a Mortal Kombat 11, but yeah, Shadowhawk, that'd be amazing. He's the coolest Image Comics original 90s character, but I don't think we'll be seeing him because he's not very big. Not a lot of people know about him. Savage Dragon, that might be very likely though.
I really want to play a Striker from Cyberforce, those 4 arms, like how he has 3 on one side, 1 on the other. That would be brutal. Velocity's cool for sure. What's that guy's name? Like Bloodstrike or something. He's like the Native American guy with the claws and the red tattoos. He's awesome. But yeah, I would want to see a full Image Comics fighting game.
Yeah,
even just Invincible, it would totally work.
Well, yeah, but then you could even put in like some awesome stuff like from our good friend of the show, Daniel Warren Johnson. Like, imagine like Murder Falcon, Cobra Sun. Like, imagine all of them in a fighting game.
Imagine them fighting each other. Like that would be really. That'd be far out.
Or showing off against Spawn or Omni-Man or something, that'd be great.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm really excited for this game. There's a lot of cool characters in here. Again, huge Mortal Kombat fan. Yeah, but I think this is going to be a lot of fun to play for sure.
Definitely. All right, so let's get into our final topic. We're kind of hitting the notes fast on this stream, but that's all right. So Jack, you loaded up. Marvel Studios just put out the trailer for the long-awaited Loki season 2. I think this looks great. But I haven't really thought about it too much because I've just been waiting to do this start and stop analysis on the live stream. So
let's start and stop. Let's get it started and let's get it stopping.
All right.
Gonna parody the Black Eyed Peas song.
Right.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started here.
All right.
All right, Loki's back.
Hobie? Hello? We have a little bit of a situation we wanted to run by you.
Mobius! Wow! Great to see you again.
All right, so this is actor Ke-Huy Kwan. I hope I didn't butcher his name. He is playing this character OB in the TVA. I'm excited to see him in this movie.
Certainly.
I know him best as Data from the Goonies.
Short Round from Indiana Jones.
And wasn't he just in that big multiverse movie?
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah, so Ke-Huy Kwan is all over the multiverse as of late. And it's awesome to see him finally join the MCU. And hopefully his part isn't lame like Bill Murray's was.
Oh, yeah, right. I think that he seems like a pretty cool character. So
yeah, for sure.
More.
Again.
That's what's been happening.
Wow. Time slipping.
Wait, you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually interesting. There was like a mutant named Time Slip.
Yeah, there was an X-Men character named Time Slip, and it's a big theory going around that this is some connection. And basically what the mutant could do is that what just happened to Loki move between different parts in time and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
like the theory is it's possible that this mutant did exist in this MCU universe, whatever, with the TVA. They saw this mutant power and decided to name this thing time slipping, and it happened to other people, and that's what they called it.
Yeah. I mean, Deadpool 3 is about to happen. The TVA is going to be in that. There's obviously mutants in Deadpool 3. Wolverine, Deadpool, of course. I think Jean Grey is probably going to come back. So maybe even Time Slip will be in Deadpool 3. I don't know.
Maybe.
She hasn't been in a movie yet, so we'll see.
Yeah.
You've seen that.
Yeah.
Can you fix that?
No. It's impossible to time slip in the TVA.
I know, but we just saw it happen.
Yeah.
It's cool to see Owen Wilson back.
I've been pulled through time between the past and the present.
Hello?
If what I saw is true, there's nothing that stands between this world and utter destruction.
All right, so we got some Kang. There's like a Kang mural statue type thing.
Yeah, he's burning away the thing of the timekeepers to reveal Kang, which is pretty much the whole plot of the last season.
Yeah, and it looks like this is going to deal a lot with the fate of the multiverse, with the timeline. Like, I think that we saw Sylvie back there. There was some black cloud above her that kind of looked like the timeline type thing.
Through time between the past and the present.
Hello?
If what I saw is true.
Right there. What do you think?
Oh,
that
yeah.
is?
Some kind of echo of the timeline or something.
Something, or I don't know. It looks faintly familiar to as the dust from Infinity War, or that material that happens when someone's universe is being destroyed. If Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands in the
kind of
What If episode, yeah, and then also the evil Strange universe and Multiverse of Madness, everything looked like this.
Yeah.
So I think that's just generally this black cloud of smoke type thing is just really a symbol in the MCU of a universe.
Bad multiverse, bad. Okay,
bad multiverse stuff.
Yeah, so just
Spider-Man 2099 would have a temper tantrum.
Yeah. Blame it on Miles Morales.
There's nothing that stands between this world and utter destruction.
Only one way to find out. A little good old-fashioned legwork.
Okay, cool. Some kind of world fair here.
Yeah, something I really love is the soundtrack score. And
a lot of theremin for sure.
Yeah, and the clock ticking type stuff is great too.
So
this
looks like
different styles. You're a man of action, which is fine. I take a more slow, deliberate, cerebral approach. It's really goodbye.
Yeah, so I just think they're keeping up the great dynamic between Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston. Yeah,
for sure. I'm really excited to see this series for sure. Great characters.
October 6th, so not too far away.
Yeah, for sure.
Excited.
It's up to us to save this place.
Is this cracked?
Wait.
All right, so we just saw this is the place where He Who Remains was.
Yeah, I think so.
Season. Yeah.
So this is going to probably give us further insight on that whole Council of Kangs thing and what happened after He Who Remains was killed.
In the background, you can see the splitting timeline.
Right. So it's going crazy. It's going all over the place.
Yep.
The multiverse has been full unleashed. So we're going to really see the consequences of Loki's action here.
Yep.
A lot of the chaos, a lot of the mischief, a lot of that good Loki stuff.
Uh-huh.
Save this place.
Is this cracked?
You okay?
Whatever we do.
Hey, where's he going? Okay, that looks
So-
like something out of Quantum Mania, kind of.
Loki said something about saving this place, so I think they're going to try to restore the timeline, actually.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, I think
I don't
that's
know.
what he's saying. He's saying save this place, and there's more stuff in the trailer that hints towards saving the timeline. It sounds like they kind of realize the consequences of their actions in killing He Who Remains. So I don't know. That might be the whole point of this series.
Yeah, maybe. But what do you think Mobius is trying to do here? Like,
don't
he's
know, it
walking
looks-
out towards the
It
timeline.
looks like it's so that could do with repairing the timeline.
So like manually going in there and
I don't
going
know.
someplace,
Yeah,
or I don't know.
Maybe you can travel the multiverse in there. I don't know.
We'll see. We could be really wrong.
We do.
Yeah.
We're playing God.
Thank God. Well, they are gods.
There you go. Playing God. That basically means the question in the series is, are we going to keep the multiverse being messed up? Are we going to cut off certain universes, cut off all the universes? So yeah, it is basically about them choosing whether to restore the timeline or not.
See, like all this stuff when they're like, oh, you're messing with the structure of the multiverse, all kinds of alternate timelines will be unleashed. I'm like, that's a bad thing. That sounds
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
you know,
right.
I always have that reaction. So it's like, just let them break the multiverse. That sounds awesome.
We are gods. But how do you choose?
Okay, pause. The timeline is running out.
That further proves my point. I think like
Okay.
the multiverse is really starting to
Everything's
collapse.
starting to bump into each other. Okay.
Yeah, these incursions are happening like they talked about in Doctor Strange. Like it's a total mess, and I think it's up to Loki to solve it.
Okay. Do you think this might actually? I'm of course not, because one's at Marvel, one's at Sony, but in universe, this could probably connect to what's going on in Across the Spider-Verse.
Possibly.
Like, I mean, sure, like the Miles Collider thing definitely left holes in the multiverse, but you know, Spider-Man 2099 said so did MCU Spider-Man and all his little adventures in No Way Home. But I think a lot of incursions are probably happening because of Loki's damage on the sacred timeline. So maybe that's why, you know, like MCU Prowlers popping up wherever, and like
Yeah.
Steampunk Vulture, or no, not Steampunk, Renaissance Vulture is popping up in Gwen Stacy's universe. I don't know. They might have something to do with each other in universe.
Who lives and who dies? Make the hard choice. It's him.
Okay,
So
Victor Timely.
Victor Timely, he's obviously a King variant because he's played by Jonathan Majors.
We were introduced to him in the post-credit scene of Quantum Mania. All right, let's go back so we can get a better look at him.
I mean, this seems like a really cool universe. It seems kind of steampunk Renaissance-esque.
Make the hard choice.
All right.
Kind of like Victorian type.
Jonathan Majors making like the most Jonathan Majors face ever.
thing. Yeah.
I'm getting sick of Kang variants. I don't know about you. I made a whole video on it, but I think it's getting a bit repetitive. Like, okay, yep, they're gonna go fight this Kang variant and he's gonna die, and then they're gonna fight this Kang variant and he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Should we take any of them seriously? But I don't know. Victor Timely Comics, cool Easter egg there.
Yeah, maybe.
So I don't know. We'll see what this guy's deal with and what he has to do with the greater council of Kangs. So I think that'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
It's him.
Weird missed minutes thing.
War is on its way. Come on, you're the god of mischief.
Okay, all kinds of fighting with TVA agents.
Always will be.
I'm never gonna get sick of seeing all the response change.
Yeah.
Dark, don't you think? I thought it was spot on.
All right, what are your general thoughts on Loki season 2?
I am just really excited for this season. I think it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a great follow-up to the awesome first season. I don't know, I'm just really excited for it.
I think it looks too good to be modern MCU, honest with you. It's like the last season was so great. It was so inventive. It was so just top-notch storytelling. Next season looks like it's taking that even further. It looks like they're on a bigger budget, I think. And I honestly think, like, you know, hopefully like the fight scenes might even improve, which I think would be cool. All around think this is going to be a great story, but do you think there's any chance we'll see any of like the Fox universe Deadpool 3 characters in this by any chance? Like, do you think there's going to be any kind of setup?
I hope not. I think that would pull away from the story a bit too much. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't be opposed to like some kind of like reference or Easter egg to other stuff going on across the multiverse.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a lot of fun for sure because I just love the Loki character, and Tom Hiddleston is just perfect in that role. All the way from like 2009 Thor to like just the present day, he's just been a great constant in the MCU. And like,
definitely.
I know this Loki's pulled from Avengers 2012 and like Loki died in Endgame or Infinity War. But I think this is a kind of a continuation on his arc from Ragnarok to some extent. Like, I don't know how they pull it off, but you just buy that they have the same history, even though they don't. And it just works so well. It just, Loki is so cool, so well written. And like, of course, Owen Wilson is Mobius. Great to have him in an awesome role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for sure. And his chemistry with Tom Hiddleston is great. They are one of my favorite Marvel duos. I just can't wait to just jump into another season of this.
For sure. Yeah. I'm really excited. October 6th can't come sooner.
Yeah, same for me. And then just Moon Knight season 2. That's going to be really good too once that happens. So yeah, I just think Loki's great. Obviously, like it's probably the best Disney Plus show. Like they've had like 9 or something at this point, and I think none of them have even like come close to Loki. Like Moon Knight's a second,
right?
Hawkeye's probably third.
Hawkeye's 3, yeah.
But I think Loki is definitely the best, and like no better way to like flush the bad Secret Invasion taste out of everybody's mouths.
I think we can all agree that was for sure the worst one.
Yeah, because at least like Miss Marvel and She-Hulk, they were bad, but at least they looked like superhero shows.
Yeah, really.
At least everything was like well lit or whatever. But when it's like Secret Invasion, it was just amateur. But yeah, so I'm so excited for this Loki show. Hopefully there's still good Marvel content on average to happen. I mean, they've been pretty hit or miss with the recent stuff, but I think this will bring them back for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this. I don't know about you, but I think it's going to be great.
Yeah. All right. So that is going to, I think that's going to have to wrap it up for another great live stream on the Geek Gossip.
Second ever Geek Gossip live stream.
So you can check out our website, thegeekgossip.com, our Instagram, the Geek Gossip _podcast, our Facebook, the Geek Gossip Podcast, and our Twitter, the Geek Gossip P1.
Yeah. And, definitely check out our website, thegeekgossip.com, if you want to send us an email, buy our merch, sky's the limit. Yeah, but I just wanted to describe it more.
Also, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and just share around the channel, please. That'd be great. We've got some great interviews up now. We have, we've got great videos, not just great interviews, great videos. So we've got our 2 interviews from the Jetpack Comics Ninja Turtle signing event, and we've got more on the way. We have our Daniel Warren Johnson interview, Jack's MCU solo video, and our Flash review. And then we've got my solo video coming up soon. I think you're going to work on another one soon, right?
Yeah. I've got some plans. I think I tried making one on Order 66 and it wasn't going anywhere. Thanks for the support, Sean. So I'm instead I think I'm gonna make one on the canceled Amazing Spider-Man universe. Yeah, they're gonna build a whole cinematic universe around Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and there are some canceled projects that really jumped out at me, and some stuff I think would still work to this day. Should we ever see it play out? So I think that'll be a fun video for sure.
Yeah, that'll be cool. My top 10 heavy metal bands video, that's taken me a while to make, but I'm getting there. I'm really far on with it. It's going to be about 20 minutes long, so a big nice long one. I'm going to try to do a shorter Godzilla type one about the future for Godzilla, and then maybe also do some Warhammer painting videos.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We got a lot of awesome plans. We can't wait to see what you guys think of it, but we hope you enjoyed this live stream, and thanks so much for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. And remember, till next time, the Force will be with you. Always.